Hello, everyone. Welcome to the next session of our Devon and Beyond Did You Know series. In this webinar series, we focus on new features and enhancements of Oracle Cloud Infrastructure and discuss how these solutions empower businesses to achieve great efficiency, security, and scalability. Whether you are a seasoned OCI user or just starting your cloud journey, you are in the right place to explore what's new. My name is Renu Bhatt, Program Lead for the Customer Enablement team here at Oracle. And joining us today for this webinar are Karan Singh, Director of Product Management, and Anand Prasad, Master Principal Cloud Architect here at Oracle. Our topic today, as you can see, is Accelerate Your AI Projects with Oracle's Managed Open Source Services. Open source solutions offer the adaptability, flexibility, and ease of use that allow teams to innovate and move their experiments seamlessly across different environments. And OCI offers numerous fully managed open source and AI services. So let's join Karan and Anand to learn more about this. So Karan, please take over.
All right. Thank you, Renu. And hey, Anand, how are you?
I'm fine, Karan. Thank you.
Yeah, it's great to be able to talk to all of you guys about uh, data and AI and the role of open source software in AI. These are exciting times. All of us actually got introduced to AI in a big way about 2 years ago when Open AI brought about ChatGPT, and it reached actually 1 million users within 5 days. That's the fastest anything has ever grown. Now, AI is not new. It's been in the works for many, many years, and these models have been uh, getting trained for decade plus. But 2 years ago, the imagination was caught, and now all enterprises have big AI plans. This market is going to grow to trillions of dollars. Some estimates say it's close to $1.8 trillion by 2030. Uh, but a key thing there is open source software is going to be a big part of this AI revolution. About 80% of all AI projects incorporate some open source software, and 90% of all enterprises use AI, open source software in some way. So this has a big role to play. And pretty much all big companies have AI investment plans at this point, which is exciting, great for a technology provider like us. And the budgets being dedicated to AI projects are also huge. 48% of senior IT leaders already have secured a budget of more than $1 million to spend next year. These budgets are real. So companies are investing. There is a lot to do, and open source plays an exciting role. So I'm happy to share more information.
And I think that's a very interesting the data you put it on the screen. I'm really excited about the growth of AI, and of course, in the last 2 years, as you mentioned. But what is the fundamental challenges our customers are facing, which is solving the problem by these AI projects, right? I want you to talk a little bit about what are the fundamental challenges our customers are facing with their data platforms.
Sure thing. I think data and AI go hand in hand. There cannot be any AI without having a good data platform. And a data platform that does not offer AI features is no longer sufficient. And some of the challenges with implementing AI projects stem from typical data challenges. Data is growing really fast. It's fragmented and siloed among different data sources. How do you give a unified view of this data? You need solid features related to how do you ingest data at scale? How do you store it at scale? How do you manage it at scale? And for AI models, how do you bring in AI training data, whether it's synthetic or already existing? There is a lot of concern around a renewed focus on security and privacy when it comes to AI, and these challenges still remain in data and AI platforms. And when you're actually implementing your AI projects, the choice of AI models is also important. There are open source models like Meta's Llama, and there are models that have been large language models that have been trained by companies like Cohere. And there are platforms like Hugging Face, which offers hundreds of different AI models by different companies and by different people. So your data and AI platform should enable you to use the model that you would like to use. And it should also let you train and fine tune your own models at scale. And finally, all of this has to have a good ROI. The costs associated with implementing your AI model at scale and then using inferences to be used in your applications need to be smaller than the money you'll be making. Otherwise, what's the point? So your data and AI platform has to be very scalable, and it has to be very cost effective as well.
No, I think these are the interesting challenges the customers are facing from the fragmented data with the cost and everything. I'm pretty sure Oracle is trying to solve these problems in a different way, right? Can you talk about how is Oracle trying to solve these challenges? In terms of what are the capabilities they are providing? What are the things there from the standpoint of building the tooling, et cetera, et cetera?
Yeah, sure thing. Let me first capture it at a higher level, and then I'll dig deeper into what the data and AI platform in Oracle looks like. Some of the fundamental challenges are solved from the very beginning with Oracle Cloud Infrastructure in terms of its pricing and scale. Among hyperscalers, this is the most cost-effective cloud, I should say, and not just data and AI, but all kinds of. So we have more than 150 different services, infra, platform, and application-related services across the board. Most cost-effective. The price-performance ratio is the best. The infrastructure itself has been designed from scratch to be scalable and very flexible. The security and compliance are built in from the very beginning. Security is paramount, is a key consideration for anything we do here at Oracle. And an example is you have no ability to have unencrypted data in Oracle Cloud. You can have data encrypted by your own keys, or you can use Oracle managed keys, but it will be encrypted in some way. This is an example. We are making a lot of investment in our AI infrastructure. I will share shortly the kind of investments we are making, but at scale, we offer the variety of GPUs from NVIDIA, as well as AMD, which are close partners at scale and at cost-efficient price points, is available through Oracle Cloud Infrastructure. And finally, since we are dedicating this session to open source software, we have a lot of fully managed open source services that you can use as part of your data and AI platform. In terms of what the platform looks like, I'm showing here 4 different layers. And the key thing to notice is that we embed AI in all of our layers. At the bottom layer, you see the infra, where this infra has GPUs. This infra has RDMA converged Ethernet, which enables model training at scale. Obviously, your typical compute, storage, networking, security, IAM, all of those things are here. But now AI infrastructure is a key part of our OCI infra story. At the data layer, all the typical features that you would need or expect from a data platform in terms of data ingestion from any kind of data which sits anywhere. We have a bunch of services that offer that. We have a bunch of data management, data analytics services. Obviously, Oracle Database, our flagship database, has a huge number of, it's industry leading in terms of AI features. But we have other offerings, MySQL, HeatWave, for example, and OCI database with PostgreSQL. You also have search capabilities with OpenSearch. All of these databases have seen a new use case, which is the vector storage. And storing vectors is a key part of of your AI platform story. I'm going to cover what are vector stores and why are they important. For now, I'll just say that we have a whole bunch of features that will enable storing your vector data for your AI workloads. Layer 3, you see a whole bunch of AI services and features. We have the Gen AI service, which hosts LLMs. We offer cohere models, both embedding, inferencing, and enable fine tuning. We have MetaLlama models there. We have managed AI services related to speech, language, vision, language understanding, etc. We have data science service, which includes open source components, but it can enable you to train your own models from scratch or take an existing models and fine tune it for your needs. It integrates with quick actions with Hugging Face, which is very popular. So you can bring any model that you choose from that platform, or you can upload your own model to object storage, and data science is able to work with it. And it offers full MLOps. It not only helps you train your model, it creates a model catalog, and then it deploys a model and scales the deployment as well. Gen AI service recently has the agent service, which is how do you create actionable items on top of your AI models. And it uses something called RAG pipelines. I'll try to cover as much of RAG shortly as I can, but it's an important part of implementing AI in the enterprise. With OpenSearch, managed OpenSearch service, you can set up these RAG pipelines, but you can also do hybrid searches, semantic searches. It also has security and observability features. And vector data stores, like I said, we have a whole bunch of choices there. And on top of it, we are embedding AI into all our application stacks, all the Fusion applications, the Cerner or the Oracle Health applications, NetSuite, our Oracle Analytics, Apex, etc. Right? Everything is getting AI features. I'll give you an example shortly, depending on how much time we have. But we also work closely with other partners, and the ecosystem is strong to implement your AI products.
This is a very exhaustive list we talked about, right? From the platform perspective, right? So do you mind talking about what capabilities Oracle is providing? A little more double click on some of the key capabilities.
Yeah, in the interest of time, let me just talk about open source software. It's an important part of the AI of the strategy that enterprises has. As I said, almost all enterprises use open source software. It's strategic. It prevents vendor lock-in. It unleashes innovation because developers across the companies and universities, researchers, they come together. And you see a whole bunch of icons here, but all of these are examples of open source software that are available in Oracle and Oracle Cloud for you to use. And out of these, we offer managed services for a lot of these open source projects. Here I'm showing open source software managed services related to data and AI. Kafka, managed Kafka is in LA. It's coming out early next year, but we can sign up customers for it right now. It helps in data ingestion and processing at scale. Managed Spark is data flow, which enables data processing, and it also has AI features. Data science I already covered. It's in critical part. Gen AI I covered. It also, our platform works with open source frameworks like LangChain very effectively as well to implement AI applications. Caching is important. Redis, managed Redis is there. Valkey is a new project that we are onboarding to OCI Cache in the coming weeks. It is important for semantic caching in AI applications. OpenSearch I covered. And finally, OCI database with PostgreSQL and MySQL HeatWave services are important not only for OLTP, OLAP, the traditional data use cases, but also as vector stores.
No, I think there is a great saying, Karan, you've been very passionately talking about Oracle capabilities as well as Oracle platform services, etc. Like, I'm pretty sure our audience is thinking about this question, right? Can you show us something? As there is a great saying, seeing is believing, right? Do you want to do that?
Yeah, sure. Let me set it up. As I said in the beginning, I'll try to cover as much as I can about RAG pipelines and vector stores. Before I get into the demo, let's talk about, we have a technical audience. What does a typical solution architecture pattern looks like? Right. So, what is a large language model? Right. It's a piece of software. It's a set of parameters actually that have been trained with huge amount of data, and there could be billions of parameters. Each of this parameter has a certain value, and model training is what enables those values. And there are a lot of techniques, data science AI techniques. We won't get into that, but at the end of it, you get a large language model, which is a corpus of a huge number of numbers, essentially, or parameters. Now, to use that LLM in your applications, you have three different options. The first option is you use that model as is, just like you use ChatGPT. You ask it a question, it gives you an answer. It's a LLM model behind the scene. And this model has been trained with pretty much all of internet data, all the books, all the public images, everything. They have scraped and trained the model, and then they have done fine tuning involving humans and self tuning techniques, etc. But you could use an existing model as is, give it input, get the output, make it part of your application. But this LLM is not trained on your data. If you are a bank, you're Bank of America, you're Verizon, you are a big enterprise, your data is never public, it's internal. So if you use a publicly trained LLM, it's not going to have your context, it's not going to have access to your data. So a technique is to fine tune the model so that you don't change all the parameters. It takes a lot of time, effort, and cost to train all parameters. So you can start with an existing model, and you can fine tune the outer layers, some of those billions of parameters, with your personal internal enterprise data. And now the model is smart and is able to give more relevant responses. And finally, you can use a pre-trained LLM, or you can use a fine-tuned LLM and expose it to your internal data sources at using what are called RAG pipeline. RAG pipelines are a way to incorporate vector stores as part of your AI application. And the way that works is, if your data is changing constantly, you cannot keep fine-tuning your model very quickly. So you give the model access to representation of your data, and that representation is called vectors, and those vectors are stored in what is called vector stores. And these vectors are generated from your internal data using embedding models, which we also offer. So in this picture, you see, you can use all three methods in OCI. You can use pre-trained models using our GenAI service. You can fine-tune your model using GenAI and data science. And you can set up RAG pipelines with our GenAI agent service, and RAG pipelines with vectors being stored in OpenSearch or in the Postgres service or HeatWave or Oracle database. And just to give you an example, like you were asking, this is how NetSuite implemented a RAG pipeline in which they exposed some documents that are very specific to NetSuite now in their knowledge store, so that when you ask a question, a gripe that people have against AI LLM models is that hallucinations, they sometimes make things up. So here, what NetSuite did is the LLM is still generating the responses, but now we are asking it to cross-reference everything it has put forth. So it's giving you links into all the documents that are being used to give you answers. And they did that using our GenAI service and creating vectors from all these documents and storing those vectors in OpenSearch. So you get very context specific answer. So, if somebody is asking, how do I create a user? The answer that ChatGPT would give is very, very different than what you will see here, because here the context is known that it's asking about how to create a user in NetSuite, not anywhere else. So this is an example of any application.
Perfect. Thank you. So this was a very interesting the use case. Do you have any other use case you want to show, or at least talk about something which is like, what Oracle is trying to spend from the forward-looking strategy? What is the reinvestment Oracle is making to support a lot of this customers' challenges, as well as provide capabilities for the customers to take advantage of it?
Yeah, sure. Let me talk about what we are planning to do, right? So I was reading a little while ago that 10% of all manufacturing jobs in South Korea right now are through robots. It's AI that is doing 10% of manufacturing through robotics. So pretty much all industry verticals are going to get impacted in different ways. A lot of value is going to get generated, but the application of AI would be very industry and vertical specific. So at Oracle and OCI, we are going to, some of the examples that you see here are customers that have already implemented these applications across their industry verticals. These are real right now, but we'll continue to invest in AI technologies that are specific for industry vertical. We are working closely, for example, with our colleagues in Oracle Health to bring AI capabilities into their applications. And we also already saw the NetSuite example, and Fusion is implementing AI applications in a big way as well, but we'll also enable our outside customers to do the same. We partnered closely with NRI, for example, for their customer service recently.
So in a summary, I think you guys are doing in a lot more industry verticals and bringing in AI wherever it suits to the needs of the customer to help customers.
Exactly, Anand. And the last thing I'll probably say is that we are also investing heavily. You might have seen the news, Oracle investing $6.5 billion in AI and infrastructure in Malaysia, $1 billion in Spain, sometime back, $8 billion was announced for Japan. And these investments will continue growing. And the underlying technology is the best AI infrastructure technology across all platforms. We are partnering with other clouds. Multi-cloud is becoming real, but our core infra is the best out there. Customers can right now get more than 130,000 NVIDIA Blackwell GPUs in a single AI supercluster. That cannot be done elsewhere. It's because of how the infra itself is designed. This is going to enable the next generation of AI models getting trained. Right now, there are billion parameter models, but industry is moving towards AGI and trillion parameter models. And Oracle and OCI is making the investments necessary to enable those trillion parameter models. So these are exciting times.
Perfect. Can you spend a few minutes? Oh, yeah. I was definitely wanted to talk to you about any documentation you want to share with the customers to take. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. So let me wrap it up. This is real. This is here. We are investing heavily. We have a whole bunch of services. We have a lot of resources. You can go to our solutions hub. We have an AI section there. Architecture center is there. We have a whole bunch of LiveLabs. Migration hub shows how to bring external workloads into OCI. We can do custom sessions for our customers. We can, from product engineering side, get on calls and help you do the discovery and help you with the POCs, just get in touch with us, and we are happy to help.
Thank you, Karan. This was a very interesting discussion. You're showcasing our Renu. Do you want to ask anything else?
I think we are good. Really appreciate your time, Katie and Anand. It was an awesome session. I mean, it was great to learn about Oracle's open source capabilities and technology investments. So I learned a lot. I hope everyone learned something new today. So these are the various Devon and Beyond series which are available to you right now, and we will be adding more starting next year. So I would strongly recommend that you bookmark the Devon and Beyond pages so that you get to know about the latest and the greatest that happens here in terms of the new sessions and workshops that we add over here. So these are additional resources that you can use if you want to learn more about Oracle Cloud. There is enough free content over there, which will help you get certified as well if you want to get certified on Oracle Cloud. So go ahead, try out these links. We will share this deck with you in the Cloud Customer Connect forum. The LiveLabs link that you see, the second from the bottom, that you can use to try out some of the labs which are free, and it also provides a sandbox environment for you to try out. Yes, thank you for pointing it out. And if you think that your organization might benefit from a one-on-one training session, let us know. We will be more than happy to work with you. And, we have a personal training program, which is one-on-one with customers. So you can send an email to us at this email address that I'm putting in here, and we'll reach out to you and see if there's a possibility of we doing this personal training just for your organization. So with that, thanks again for joining us. See you all next time and have a great day, everyone.